back in swing of things, and but I'm feeling pretty good now, so I'm excited to be back.
So this is nothing like the break that you guys went through last year, where you had the spring training 1.0 and 2.0. For you, this break is totally different because of how far you regressed because of the illness. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely different from having to take off for quarantine. You know, there was, I never got sick during quarantine last year, so just different for sure. I said, COVID's weird, man. It's definitely a weird virus. Don't really understand it. Don't really know how it works, but yeah, it just does weird stuff to your body. Like I said, I was never like miserable. I know I've heard stories of people having it way worse, but I said I definitely had symptoms, and definitely trying to get back to normal.
Last one for me. Just how close are you to that? Do you feel like, I mean, as far as I know, the longest stint that you've had is what, 4 and some innings?
Yeah, I pitched in Toledo 5 days ago or whatever it was. I got
Right.
up and out fifth. I got an out, and then a ground ball and a walk and came out. So I faced like 3 batters in the fifth, I think. But I think my line was like 4.1. So that's, I think, 70 pitches is the farthest I've gone.
Okay.
So, I mean, I feel good. Like I said, I feel pretty close to normal. Just it's definitely different for sure. Kind of working way back. Like I said, I'm definitely a little lighter. Haven't got all my weight back yet. Velo is getting there. It was almost there last start. It was a little down, but it started kind of creeping back up as the innings went on. So I'm excited to be back and just ready to get the season started.
Okay, man. I'm glad to have you. Good to see you back. Thanks.
Good to be back.
Thanks, Chris. We've got Evan Petzold from the Free Press.
Hey, Spencer, good to see you. You know, when you were down in Lakeland and you got COVID, what were your first thoughts? And then when did you realize that you were going to be out as long as you were?
I guess my first thoughts were just like, just frustrated and kind of disheartened a little bit. It's like, dang it, like this terrible timing. But honestly, after sitting with it for a couple of days, just kind of accept it, and move on. And like I said, I didn't get too bad. As long as I had to be hospitalized or anything like that. So just kind of get my strength back, working my way back, trying to get back to, feeling sharp, good enough to pitch in the big leagues. And it's just a little different from just having to go like to the office and work versus, playing professional sports. But like I said, it was definitely disappointing and frustrating, but not a whole lot you can do about it. And just kind of take it in stride and try to work as hard as you can and get back as soon as possible.
For sure. And then what was the experience at the alternate site like for you?
I just kind of felt like going through like a rehab start. Just cool to see some of the guys and just hang out a little bit, and just continuing to get my throwing program in and throwing some bullpens, and tried to pitch in 2 games, and one of them got rained out, so that was a little frustrating too. But got one good start in, so that was fun.
For sure. And then lastly for me, just how much have you paid attention to what the team is doing up here, and kind of how some of the starting pitchers have been setting the tone?
I mean, I definitely check the box score every night. I haven't watched every single game, but I watched most of them, and just trying to follow as much as I can and trying to get back as soon as I can. Like I said, obviously it sucks not being here. I hate having to miss as much time as I did, but like I said, I was moving as quick as I could, trying to get my strength back and stuff. So I'm just really glad to finally be here and kind of get the season started. And so I think the guys have done really good. So it feels good to be back.
Good deal. Thank you.
7. To Johnny Kane from Valley Sports Detroit.
Spence, I'm not saying it's like a seminal moment in your life, but when you have something like this happen that puts your career, your livelihood kind of on pause for a little bit, did you learn anything? Like, did it teach you anything? Like, just kind of the value in the day-to-day?
Yeah, probably. I would say you can only control what you can control, and just continuing to just trust that life's going to be all right. Now, you don't have to worry about stuff. And obviously perspective is everything. So you can look at something with perspective, like, woe is me, I can't believe this happened, this sucks, blah, 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 or whatever. Or you can just look at it and be like, well, it sucks, but I'm going to be all right. I'll be back soon. Like I said, I could have had it way worse, and you just take it in stride and keep moving on. And you kind of just reminded to slow down a little bit in life, and reminded what's really important, family and relationships, stuff like that. That at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. And your health is more important than getting to play the game of baseball. But obviously, I missed it a lot, so I'm really excited to be back.
For sure. My only other question is, now that you get an opportunity, obviously, there's like a anticipation of getting a chance to go, step on the rubber back at Comerica. Do you have hopes of what you want to accomplish when you get your first start tomorrow?
I mean, just pitch like me, just do what I expect of myself and pitch at the highest level as I can, and don't worry too much about results. Just go out there and compete and have fun, and hopefully punch a bunch of tickets. Strike some guys out, get some ground balls, eat some innings up, win a ball game. Just the normal.
Sounds good to me. Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Johnny. Go to Matt Shepard from Valley Sports Detroit.
Spencer, good to see you. You said you've checked the box score. What's been your impression of your starter compadres and how well they've done in attacking the zone and kind of doing what Chris Fetter had preached in spring training?
I think it's been really good, positive change. I think everybody's continuing to grow. I've liked what everybody's been able to do. Like I said, even some of the guys that had a rough start here or there, I think they're able to take it in a positive direction and continue to improve. And like I said, that's all any of us can do, and that's all I can do. That's what I'm going to plan to do. Is we're all going to have some great games. We might have some rough games, some in between games. Just continue to trust the process and take it day by day and improve as much as we can. But I'm glad to be back. So
We heard that you texted AJ about the weather that you're anticipating for your first start.
yeah, I mean, I checked it when he texted me the other day, because they told me like 3 different days. Like, all right, you might be pitching on the 20th, and I was like, nope, it's gonna be the 21st. I'm like, well, might be the 22nd. Like, all right, cool, can't wait. Oh nope, back on the 21st again. I'm like, awesome, let's do it. And then I checked the weather, and it's like 80% chance of snow, 28-degree low. I was like, really, man? You want me to have the opening day treatment, but get the blizzard in? But I was just like, this is just silly. But like I said, whatever it is, like I said, I would have been happy to pitch in whatever temperatures it is. I'm just glad to be back. I'm just kind of just making jokes and texting him, just having fun.
Yeah, that's funny. Last one from me. What's the difference between pitching in the cold? I mean, Jack has said before, sometimes pitchers actually feel like they have a bit of advantage. What's your attitude toward it?
Like I said, I think it affects the pitchers and the hitters both. So if you can make it into a strength for you, I think that's a positive for the pitchers. Like, no one likes to be cold, So hitters probably gonna have slightly slower reaction times. Their hands are gonna be cold, bat's gonna jar a little bit more. So things like that are positives. And I think it's harder to grip the ball when it's cold. So you just gotta be aware of that and just focus more on getting through your pitches and making sure you stay on top of all your pitches and make sure you spin them well. But other than that, like I said, it's not too much different. You feel it, but usually your adrenaline's pumping so much that it's not that bad. Like I said, unless it's like sub-zero. I think we've all pitched in cold. We've all played. Like I said, I've pitched in cold before. Like I said, it's not the most enjoyable thing ever, but you usually stay pretty warm, and you can go in the dugout and have a big jacket on and a heater and stuff. So it's not too bad. It's just there's a few things. The grip's probably the biggest difference that I've ever noticed, and just keeping your hands from going numb.
Thanks for doing this. Good luck. Good to see you.
Thanks, Shep. Go to Jack Morris.
Welcome back, kiddo. Just wondering, AJ has said that there's a good chance that Tarek Skubal will piggyback off your start. You've really never been the opener per se. Do you treat this like 3-4 innings, and will that change your focus at all, knowing that you're more than likely not going to finish deep into the game?
No, not at all. I said, I'm expecting to go 5 or 6. Like, I think that's the goal. We gotta. I said, I'm going to listen to AJ. I'm on kind of still that ramp up, build up process right now. But like I said, I almost went 5 the other day in Toledo, so I have no doubts of being able to go 5 or 6 tomorrow night, or even 7. So like I said, that's a pretty normal start. Like I said, obviously you want to go 9, you want to throw a complete game every time out, but realistically, you're shooting for the 6th, 7th, or 8th. As long as I can get close to that, I'll feel like it's a normal start.
And finally, the last one I have is, what of all your arsenal of pitches, which one do you feel like you need to kind of fine tune more than the other ones?
Just going off my last outing, I think my slider wasn't as sharp as I'd have liked to seen it. Kind of coming back from this ramp up, but basketball command was pretty good. I said, ball's still moving a lot. Changeup was good. Threw some good curveballs. I threw some good sliders too the other day. Just a few of them were kind of spinning a little bit. So just making sure I stay close and make sure I get the right
Looking
action.
forward to seeing you out there. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jack. We'll take one more for Spencer from Evan Petzold.
Yeah, just because we're on the topic of COVID and stuff like that. I know it's personal, but just curious if what your thoughts on the vaccine were before, getting COVID, and then now after, and if that's something that you're even thinking about doing, or if you're still in that, if you're in that wait and see kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I think obviously since I just had it, like, I don't think there's any rush to get it right away. Anyway, I don't just listen to my doctors and stuff. They want you to wait for a little while anyway before you get a vaccine. But yeah, it's just something I'm going to discuss with my doctors and hear what they have to say about it, and just be open-minded.
For sure. Thank you.
Thanks, Evan. It's the last question I have. Spencer, thanks for the time this afternoon. We'll see everybody at 2:45 for AJ.